Okay. Now it should all be good though.
Cool.
We're live.
We're live.
I think we're live.
He's alive. Ah!
He's alive.
No, I wasn't doing that one.
I know. But I was.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. We brought the ring light out. Maybe we should turn it on.
Yeah, we should do that.
Whoa!
You can turn it down.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Yes, who plays the violin. That's so cool.
Right, let me see if I can...
How long have you been playing? I think the violin is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yes, that's too much light.
Yeah, you can remember there's a different setting.
I already did turn it down once.
Yeah, but you can do more drastics.
Okay.
That's me.
It's also like just the awkward position for the light to be in. That it's on the side of my face.
Yes.
Like the one ring light is supposed to be in front of you.
Right.
Wait, can we just turn a bit more?
Yes.
And do you have any more space to move? There. That's
there we
better.
Go. All right, we had talked about for the Swedish stuff. Oh, ja, ich bin hier.
Howdy. Oh.
Ja, ich bin hier und bereit at läre svenska.
Yes. Not sure. It doesn't seem like the chat viewer is currently working.
Aww.
Well, see if it.
Sind bereit.
Now, don't confuse people by adding more languages than necessary.
But why would it be confusing to the German who's here? Oh, Mirna's here. I think I said that name funky. I think I said your name funky.
You rolled the R a bit more than I would have expected.
I'm an excessive R roller. I could roll my R's for a good 10 minutes. Challenge accepted. Let's go. Okay, never mind. Yeah, Camilla said, I watched yesterday's video a little bit ago and thought it was fun that y'all got free food. Right!
Wait, what?
Free food and growing in our yard.
Oh, yes. Fruit.
Howdy. Almost packed and prepared to chat.
Woo.
This microphone does better being even closer.
Oh, but it's tangled. We have too many cords.
Yes. Welcome to the 32nd century.
Oh, apparently you pronounced it perfectly.
Woohoo! Just enough R rolling.
I don't know why the chat viewer thing isn't working.
I just very haphazardly put clips into my hair. Perfect. I should do a hair tutorial. How you can get your hair to look
there we go. I just refreshed
like
it.
mine.
And now I think it's showing up.
Who wants a hair tutorial for this? Anyway, we're burning daylight.
Yes.
We started to read Hundschuven
Actually, drink some water.
last week. All that you missed was that a dog was missing because Hundschuven is dog thief. And then these children decided to go look for the dog. We even put a marker in. Unlike other times.
Right, so where we left off, Tim had just packed his bag of detective things.
Yes. I will begin. Totte tittar intresserat på deckarprylarna. Tim tar upp pennan. Beskriv valpen. Jag behöver ledtrådar, säger han. Det är en labrador. Svart päls. Vita vassa tänder. Glad svans. Rött koppel. I halsbandet finns en lapp med namn och adress, säger Tova. How is that?
In Sweden, or in Swedish, the breed is pronounced Labrador.
What did I say?
You put the emphasis earlier in the word.
Labrador. Smaklöses here. Klassisk hundschuven. Hello, Smaklösa.
Not Smaklösa, the local parody
Can
band.
you prove that? Do you know for sure they're not the parody band?
Yeah, because we've been to this channel and we know who runs it.
That's true.
And it's not them. Also, I doubt that they know anything about YouTube since they are deaf. I mean, there are there are elderly people who know YouTube, but these are people who they pride themselves of having their finger on the pulse of the Gotland countryside, which is not really
right. Anyway, that's not what this is about, Molten.
No.
This is about my hair. So Tova looks Tota looks interested.
You keep calling her Tota
because there's another children's books we've read to the kids named Tota.
Yes.
Okay,
But Tota is a boy's name.
Looks interestedly at the detective things. Tim takes up the pen. Describe the dog. What is ledtrådar?
Can you guess?
I need a lead.
From context?
I need a description?
Yeah, clues.
I need clues, he says.
Sounds like from context, clues. Mm-hmm.
Clues. Okay. It is a Labrador. Dark fur. White, sharp teeth. Happy tail. Red leash. On his collar there is a, but when I hear the word en lap, I think that means like a piece of paper.
It can also be a label of any kind.
So on his collar there's a label with a name and address, says Tova. So we are getting into the meat of the story now.
Yes.
Which words should we write? Beskriv seems like a good word.
Yeah, beskriv is
Beskriv.
Good. Describe. So att beskriva.
Beskriv.
Yes.
Att beskriva.
Yes.
That's the...
To describe.
To describe. Beskriv. Beskriv dig själv.
Jag är 32 år gammal. Jag studerar till lärare.
Okay, bra gjort. He said, I'm 33. I'm studying to be a teacher. 32 I meant. You baby.
My wife doesn't even know how old I am.
Yeah.
Even when I literally just said it.
I don't know what my brain did.
No,
okay, go ahead and read the next. Oh, do you think we should write down any other words?
I mean, lapp is sort of interesting.
Okay.
Because it is like...
Lapp.
It can be a piece of paper. It can be any sort of like label, like a clothes label or anything. It is also an old word which is nowadays considered a slur for the Sami people.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, does that have anything to do with Lapland?
Exactly. Oh. Which is why the Samis are now trying to get that changed.
Because they didn't come up with Lapland.
Yes, yeah, they're like, yeah, that was what the Swedish colonizers called them, not what they called themselves.
Okay. Every single country's got their colonization going on, don't
yep.
they? Ay.
But this was supposed to be one of our fun streams,
right.
not one of our deep and controversial streams.
Right. Okay. Well, you brought it up.
Yes.
Okay. Read the next page.
The next page?
Yes.
Tim undersöker marken med sitt förstoringsglas. Inga spår.
Tim looks on the ground with his magnifying glass. No clues.
Or no tracks.
Okay.
It can also be. He doesn't just look. he
investigates.
Yes. Att undersöka.
But couldn't you also say undersöka?
Yes. Att undersöka.
Very often, if there's a vowel next to the S, it goes sh, right?
Undersöka.
Undersöka.
No, not in this case. Because
so you don't say a sh sound?
No.
Oh.
No, because this is a compound word.
Okay.
So there is a split between the R and the S.
Undersöker.
Yes.
Investigate. Undersöker. Is my pronunciation of that okay?
Undersöker.
Undersöker.
Yes.
Okay.
Under searches.
Is there a word for undertaker that has the word under in it?
No.
Oh. What's that called?
What is that called?
Begravningsperson.
I can't remember the name. The word for it is right now.
I was asking if undertaker was like funeral person. He doesn't know.
It. Yes.
We'll do our death-themed episode another time.
Dun, dun, dun. There was a bunch of people in the chat, and then did our chat just stop updating?
Is anybody there?
Everyone just vanished. Or maybe
we're just
the story is so riveting.
Right, it's a riveting story. Or we're just so boring that they're like, we have better things to do with our time.
Maybe they just fell asleep.
Well, let's move on. Tova spannar I kikaren mot stora vägen. Hon är rädd att Ludde har sprungit rakt ut I trafiken. Bilarna kör fort. Oh, good.
Good.
Good, they're here.
So it was that the book was riveting. Or
wow,
maybe we are.
Maybe. So, Tova, what's spannar? Oh, wait, looks? But why it's different between like titta på?
Yeah, spana is like specifically like looking out, like looking for something. It's like scouting.
Okay. Spannar. Spannar is a more studious looking.
She's spying through the spyglass.
Okay. She was looking towards the large road.
Yes, stora vägen.
She is scared that Luda has run straight into traffic. The cars drive fast. Okay. So
Rakt ut is a phrase you hear sometimes.
That's another thing, like rakt ut, rakt fram.
Yes.
What's another word you can say with rakt?
Rakt in.
Rakt in. Okay.
Yeah.
So rakt ut is straight out.
Yeah.
Rakt fram is straight forward. So like where's
but only in the literal physical sense of straightforward. You can't say like being straightforward.
Oh, okay.
Like you can say in English.
Only in the sense of giving directions.
Yes.
Rakt ut, rakt fram is right next to.
No, that's what you said, right?
Oh,
rakt
sorry.
fram is right forward.
Right forward. Rakt in is right there.
That's straight in.
Straight in.
Like
so, like
and that one you can use metaphorically sometimes, like rakt in I hjärtat. You know, when something really hits you, like.
Let's write that down, because I connect on a much clearer way with emotional stuff. Yeah. Rakt in I hjärtat.
Yeah, that's when
straight to the heart, and you're too.
Well, that's actually shot to the heart.
Oh, you're messing up everything.
Hjärtat with an A at the end.
A-T.
Yes.
Okay. Rakt. See that rolling R again, because I love the R's. But Finnish Swedish speakers are rolling the R's more than Swedes are, huh?
Yes.
But I like it. Rakt in I hjärtat. And that's heart. And that H and that J is more of a Y sound. Hjärtat. Hjärtat. It's very different R than this American R. Hjärtat. It's like
Oh, Myrna is singing along.
You give love a bad name.
Wait, I was thinking of something else, but I completely lost it.
Something to do with rakt.
I don't know.
Oh well.
Anyway.
Let's put
about Finnish Swedish was that I actually tried to do a Finnish accent when reading a Moomin book to the girls the other night.
Because Moomin is a Finnish-Japanese project.
Well, it's a Finnish-Swedish book series. The 90s cartoon was made by a Japanese studio.
Oh, okay.
Which means that was technically the first anime I ever watched.
Whoa.
Which is sort of like...
So...
I always thought Sailor Moon was my first anime, but it was actually
this changes
Moomin.
everything. Okay, how about you read this paragraph and I'll read that paragraph.
Okay. I'll read Tim and you'll read Tove.
Okay, here we go. We're going full theater here.
Jag tror att en tjuv stal din hund. Har du sett några mystiska personer här i närheten? Undrar Tim.
Tove tänker efter. En skäggig man kom ut från affären med en tidning under armen. En kille och en tjej pussades på bänken. 3 tanter steg av bussen. De verkade inte skumma.
Verkade.
Oh, verkade.
You've been thinking too much German.
Have I?
Yes, because you were trying to turn that V into an F sound.
I did turn the V to an F sound. Verkade.
Kom, så litar vi efter Ludde, säger Tim.
Ja, vi går. She doesn't actually say that.
Yeah, you can't ad-lib.
I was improving here. I was feeling the moment and adding my...
She was method acting.
I got too deep. Okay, so Tim comes up with a very, very deep thought here. I think that a thief has stolen your dog. Have you seen any mysterious people in the area? Wonders Tim. Tova thinks about it. A beardy man came out of the store with a newspaper under his arm. A boy and a girl were kissing on the bench. 3 old ladies. Is tanter into old ladies?
It can just be ladies in this case because, the kids...
All adults are old?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, 3 ladies. It's interesting, though, that it's the word aunts. 3 aunts were walking around as an aunt. Like, most people would say aunt, but in my American accent, we say aunt.
It isn't... now you're thinking German again.
Am I?
Yes, Tante is aunt in German,
what?
but not in Swedish.
It's not?
No.
Come on!
We will show you the pictures, Myrna.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Okay. So it doesn't mean aunt. It just means...
It just means lady.
Lady. That's so weird. Why is that confusing? 3 ladies.
It might have been used that way a long time ago, but like in my lifetime, it has not meant aunt.
Okay. Steg av bussen, is that just got off the bus?
Yeah, stepped off the bus.
Okay. What is skumma? Verkade inte skumma.
In this context, like shady.
They didn't come across shady. Come, let's look for Luda, says Tim.
Okay. And so here you can see the bearded man, the kissing couple on the bench, and the 3 ladies.
So, who do you think it's gonna be? Write it in the comments. Okay.
Average Joe Schmidt is here.
Woohoo! Those German words are so pesky. Come on.
Yes, pesky German. Wait.
No offense, German friends. It's not your fault that your language is too much like Swedish and not enough like Swedish sometimes. So wait, which words should we write down? Mystiska. I like this word.
Yes. You can just write mystisk.
Mystisk. Did I spell it right?
Yes.
Woo!
Mysterious.
Terribly mysterious.
Yes. Mystisk.
I quote that from Mystery Men a lot.
Mystery Men. No, sorry.
So, Mystisk. Mirna thinks it was the lady in the pink dress.
Yes. One of the other... I hadn't really realized before that one of the other ladies already has a dog.
Oh, wow. I never noticed that either. All right. So, mysterious. But, Morten, can you say that word because of how different that Y is pronounced? Mystisk. But sometimes Y is kind of an E sound, huh?
It's...
But the Y in English is also changing its pronunciation.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't speak any languages. I
But
just
yeah,
grunt.
but that's... It's because that's a short Y. A long Y is more of an E.
E.
But then it would be mystisk, and that doesn't work.
Okay.
Mystisk. Skäggig?
Skäggig, that's a good word. Bearded. I prefer beardy. Let's be proper. Skäggig. You gotta love a word that has that many G's in it. And that's that sound. It's like you're starting to whistle, maybe, kinda.
Skäggig.
Skäggig.
Yeah, it's like if you didn't know how to whistle and you were trying to do the whistle in the bottom of your mouth and like in your only in your lower jaw.
Yeah, it's like you're blowing air
Skäggig.
past your lower lip. Skäggig. Skäggig.
Yes, skäggig. And that's actually, and here's a little bit of a grammar lesson that we can have.
Oh.
The ig suffix.
Okay.
Because basically, you can take any noun which could be attached to a person, and then put ig on it, and then it's now an adjective describing the person which the noun is attached to.
Okay, so do some examples. Crafty, like if I like to cut.
Wait,
papers.
And now I need to think. No.
Kraftig.
Well, no. This is or this. Wait. Maybe I
proving
I phrased that incorrectly. I need to think. But anyway, the ig is used for in a lot of adjectives.
Maybe we could think of some ig words.
Hmm.
Gea said she's not offended. During my childhood, we called everyone tante, whether they were related or not. Nowadays, this would sound very old-fashioned.
And I mean, of course, you don't really say tant about anyone much anymore in Sweden.
Gammeltante was a thing like to call somebody crazy, isn't it?
Gammal tant.
I feel like I learned that in a play.
Perhaps. Now I'm trying.
I think Cleo used it.
I don't know.
But
anyway, wait. Now I'm thinking, and I think I said that completely wrong about IG. But anyway, yeah, a lot of adjectives end in IG. But I'm trying to think of other. Like now, the only thing that can think of is like gullig.
Gullig, that's a good word.
Which is cute.
I do. Somebody called me gullig the other day because I offered to pick cherries for them. Vad gullig av dig.
Vad gulligt av dig. Yes.
It's like gullig is like sweet or cute, but also nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Gullig. It feels like a word that's mostly used for children, though. So it feels a little strange to be called like thank you. I think.
But it depends. What age was the person who used it?
Oh, it's a neighbor across the street. So she's probably like 30 plus years older than me.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yes.
But I couldn't call her gullig.
Not without it sounding very condescending, no.
But 30-year-olds are allowed to be condescended to.
No, but it is not like... It's
complicated, isn't it?
Yes.
Does that exist in English or German or whatever languages?
I mean, there are always weird things. I remember seeing this. I can't remember if it was a comic or a sketch or something where someone was like, "Oh man, like Japanese is so or these Asian languages with all the different honorifics and this whole whole code built into the language based on how how to address someone based on honor or whatever." It's like Like, I could never deal with that. Yeah, me neither. Anyway, man, Phil's 15 minutes late. Should I call him? No, I think it's too early to call him. I think you should, maybe we should. Should I send him an email? No. I think you should text him, see where he is, but don't mention that I'm already here.
So it's just talking about all these complex things coded into society.
Yeah, like we have,
to know.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different begravningsentreprenör. Yes.
Wow.
That's what you call a funeral director or an undertaker, yes.
You could have waited until that didn't just break into your thought already.
Yeah, sorry.
But to finish the other thoughts.
Yeah, there is always, all these unspoken etiquette rules that are really complicated.
And if you, God forbid, you're on the autism spectrum and it's just really, really difficult to know to keep up with this stuff.
Yeah.
I so much prefer things to just be straightforward.
Yeah. I feel like in a lot of ways, Swedish etiquette is fairly straightforward.
Well, that's good. Swedish etiquette. Nobody talks to you. Nobody looks at you.
Yeah.
Don't make eye contact.
I mean, okay, but that is something that, that's something that you had to learn.
Yes.
Was the whole thing that, you don't look someone in the eye unless you want something from them.
So when you do that,
if you don't have a reason to initiate contact, you don't.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, Swedes are so rude. And Swedes go to America and they're like, people are so weird and in your face.
Yeah.
Why don't they just leave me alone? Alrighty. So yes, things sker för begravningsentreprenör. That sounds like the word entrepreneur.
Yeah, it is.
Death opportunist.
Yeah,
sounds like death opportunist.
Well, it's a funeral entrepreneur.
Yes, that's so interesting. So that was from the earlier part of the conversation. No worries about the delayed remarks. We'll take all the remarks we can get. Monique's here. Hey. Average Joe Schmidt said language is difficult when it comes to the ever-changing norms and niceties. It's so true. And in Mirna's culture, in Puerto Rican, they must look adults in the eye out of respect.
And I know that there are some cultures where, I read about certain Kenyan tribal cultures and things like that, where it's where you never look anyone in the eyes.
Yeah. I wasn't laughing at Mirna's thing about how they must look adults in the eye. I was laughing because Jaime here said makes unavoidable eye contact with the screen. Which makes no difference because we can't see you. And this was supposed to be a fun and no, thanks Morton, good job. Good job. Supposed to be a fun and no controversy stuff, but it just makes me think of it, so I have to mention it, that when we were in South Africa and we learned about how...
Sorry, I was staring into my own eyes on the screen because of the delay.
In South Africa, people would get hit in the face for making eye contact. A black person would get hit in the face for making eye contact with a white person.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just so hard with people. Darned if you do, darned if you don't. And hopefully you were raised in the right one or got the training that you needed to adapt to the culture that you were in.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how hard it would be for a Swede in Puerto Rico? No, you have to make eye contact with everyone, with adults.
Oh, that was the bookmark.
Oh, that was the bookmark.
And I think we're sort of done with the Swedish.
Yeah, we're done with the Swedish. Let's talk about entertaining people. If you saw my thumbnail, I made it moments before I scheduled this, which was moments before we went live.
Yeah.
So, let's read what the people. Let's read. Oh, Morton, you won the staring contest. I'm so proud of you.
And Joe said, now I know why my Swedish relatives can have a conversation while staring at their feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just so deeply ingrained that you shouldn't bother people. You shouldn't make them feel uncomfortable by looking at them.
Yeah. Yeah, we value our space here.
Very much.
I remember for a pastor of mine who talked about like he did missions work in Moldova, and he talked about like one of his big culture shocks there was just getting on public transport. Like if you are the only person on a bus in Sweden and someone else steps on the bus, they quickly do a calculation of which seat on the bus is the farthest away from both the driver and you, and they pick that seat. In Moldova, if you're the only person on a bus and one more person steps on, they sit down right next to you. Like that was how he described like the culture shock that he experienced.
It makes me think of this thing I saw of how men standing at urinals will choose where to stand, of being the furthest away from each other.
Yeah.
Like that's how Swedes are about everything.
Yeah, that was, all the memes about how with the pandemic restrictions that they were, okay, like we close off the center urinal, and people were like, so the urinal is the same as it was before, because no one uses the center urinal. Who would do that?
What kind of sicko wants to be anywhere within viewing distance of somebody else? I can't imagine how weird it would be to be a dude. Anyways,
we're going to talk about YouTubers.
Yes, we like the entertaining people, and so yeah, some of the people. Who are the people that were on my thumbnail?
I know the one that I watched. He's not sort of technically a YouTuber because he appears on like corporate YouTube channels, so it's not quite the same thing. But I do watch a lot of like professional YouTube, as in like full companies that have like casts and stuff like that, and so it sort of fits. But who did you have on there?
I had Jaime French, who's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Oh my goodness, she does these makeup and movies series, but I'm really, really happy for her. I mentioned it briefly in my last vlog that I'm so freaking happy for her because she's dropping the beauty stuff. She's no longer going to be a beauty YouTuber. She's only going to focus on her personality and just having fun and making the content she really wants to make. And I'm really glad because I don't own any makeup. I don't give two squirts about makeup. So now I don't have to skip any of her videos that are just boring makeup.
You haven't worn makeup since...
I think I might have put some on, like, for videos back in 2018. And I was like, okay, I want this video to be a little bit nicer, and I want to put a little bit more effort in. And I put, like, lipstick and eyeliner or something on. And then I realized shortly after, this is pretty old. I should probably throw this away.
Yeah.
And I haven't bothered with it since.
And how has this affected your life?
Not at all. Not in the slightest. I can't imagine how much time people spend doing this. Like, I have too much in my life to do. But yeah, she's funny. She has this character called Tammy Sandwich. And she uses green screen and puts herself into these movies that she reviews with her Tammy Sandwich character. And she's like, I think it's people who are good at putting makeup on are like wizards, that they like can look so different when she has no makeup on and her hair all ratty to when she's like totally glamorous and all done up. But she's like, oh, well, I don't know about that. She's got this hilarious voice.
Which reminds me, we didn't put in and we don't really watch her a lot anymore, but Colleen / Miranda Sings.
Oh yeah, Miranda Sings.
That's...
I first discovered her And I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why would anybody think this is good? And then I realized...
Let me watch another one.
Well, just for research's sake. And then I realized it was a joke. And I was like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah. It is character comedy.
Yes.
But then we've also watched a bunch of her personal channel stuff.
Her vlogs, Colleen Ballinger's vlogs, are what inspired me to make my own vlogs. So I was like, I could do that. I could record moments of life and talk to the camera and have connections. So I'm really, really thankful for her.
You should try reaching out to her, since she is now expecting twins. So she wants twin mom advice.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who can do that.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Mirna. Enjoy your work.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Monique spends about 5 minutes on makeup. I don't even know how I could spend 5 whole minutes. I don't. So, yes. Oh, yeah. So you watched this guy. There was a Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Brendan Lee Mulligan, who is he represents on there the College Humor Network, which is, you know, they do a lot of funny stuff of various kinds, and he specifically is the force behind all of their, like, they have done several shows of like where they just play Dungeons and Dragons, like record themselves playing Dungeons and Dragons and put it on the internet, which is a lot of people do. But these people are, you know, they are all professional comedians
and so, voice actors.
Yeah. Well, the voice actors, that's Critical Role. Oh. That's a different D&D show.
But he's also on it.
No.
Oh, he's not on that one?
No, he's got his own show.
Oh, okay.
So that's his show. Is the College Humor one is called Dimension 20, and then there's Critical Role, which is the most famous Dungeons and Dragons thing. He's like, oh, I forgot about College Humor.
Yeah, it's been around a while.
Yeah, these days, like, I mean, they still put a lot of stuff on YouTube, but they have their own streaming service where they put all of their, like, I think it's a fairly cheap subscription, but it's still like its own subscription where you can watch all of their stuff. One of the things that I really like is that they have a game show called Game Changer, which is like, the whole point of it is that it's a different game show each time, and the contestants don't know the rules of the game show when they enter, and they've done everything from impression battle to murder mystery to I don't know what, and that's a really like, and so they are very creative people.
More to know is that I don't want to watch the 19-hour long videos that he watches, like, as he just gets so involved in the storylines and
the D&D stuff.
D&D stuff, but sometimes he makes me watch little clips of Brendan Lee Mulligan. The acting and the improv, just the way that he crafts stories is just incredible. Yeah.
He came out of The Characters Welcome. Which of the big sketch comedy groups is that? But it's like, is it Upright Citizens Brigade, I want to say, that he was in? I think so, but I'm going to double check just because I'm curious myself now if I'm getting it right.
So Andreas says he must recommend Kasshumor, comedy in Swedish dialect, Västgotska. Are you familiar?
No, I'll have to check that out sometime.
Yes. If it doesn't...
Yes. It's the Upright Citizens Brigade, which is like a big time, like one of the most famous like comedy theater groups in the US. he got his start there and then went on to College Humor and has done a lot of really good stuff there.
It's like, you're not a hugely expressive person, but these things have made you laugh out loud and cry, huh?
Oh, yes. Oh.
And I don't know, maybe I've seen you cry like 7 times in the time that we've been together, in the 11 years we've been married, and the 12 years we've been together.
Yeah, but boy, do they know, like, because especially with their D&D shows like that, it is very funny because they're all comedians, but they also, like, they do genuinely play their characters and they give them tragic backstories, and there are like deep and difficult things that happen in the game, and they play it all out to perfection. And so it's really, really cool.
Andres is into the British humor.
British humor is funny.
Yeah.
And Joe says he's gonna look up Game Changer. Yeah, they have I think they have at least some episodes on YouTube, but then the rest of it is on their streaming service, Dropout TV, which someday, when we are financially stable, I'm going to get a Dropout TV subscription and watch all of that stuff. But that will have to wait.
Faulty Towers is the best. Isn't that the one that Hugh Laurie was in?
The lead of that is what's his face? The guy who was in Monty Python, John Cleese. That's Faulty Towers is his show. John Cleese, yeah. So
Gia was thinking about who's funny apart from us too. Hannah Montgomery. Ooh, I will look her up. Writing this down. Frank James is the guy who does the 21 personalities, isn't it? Doesn't he do a lot of MBTI? Myers-Briggs stuff?
16 personalities.
16 personalities. My bad.
Yes.
How did you find Hannah Montgomery? It's always interesting of how people find small YouTubers because, you know, when you don't have a bazillion followers and you don't get a lot of views on your on your videos, then YouTube doesn't recommend you out, and it's sometimes just like, how can people find you if they don't ever get the opportunity to see that you exist?
Oh yeah, someone we didn't put in the thumbnail because I didn't think to mention it, or something we didn't. But I've lately been finding a lot of watching people who just go on Reddit and collect the top posts, top memes from different subreddits, and then read them out and react to them and sort of make their own jokes about it.
There was that person who works a lot with Jamie Dodger.
Jamie Dodger. Jamie Dodger is another YouTuber we can recommend.
Yeah.
Who also sometimes does that sort of reacts to things like that. But yeah, one topic at a time is quite entertaining, and he's just the biggest teddy bear, and he's just very, very wholesome in everything he does. And whenever they're dirty jokes or whatever, he either it's impossible to tell if it's just that he genuinely doesn't get it or just acts like he doesn't get it for his persona, but he's still just he just seems so sweet and innocent.
And he's this big bearded dude, isn't he?
Yep. He's big bearded dude.
And Jamie Dodger is a trans man who is just so genuine too. And if all his thing is a persona, he does it really well, because you really think that he just is that sweet, open person.
And he has an Introsider, is a small channel as well, who talks about the struggles of being an introvert or someone introverted. Afraid you might talk in German apart from English name. Okay. Andreas keeps recommending TV shows. We don't really have time for TV.
If it's on Netflix, possibly.
But we also
we have 92 years of Star Trek to catch up on, so we're good.
Yeah.
So another guy that I love to watch is Nick Diramio. I love how he talks about bad movies, because you actually learn about the movie making process and how a story could be better.
Yeah.
At the same time, but his quips and
yes,
his
he's
attitude. He's very flamboyant.
And that acid wit.
Yes. It's funny when he just like goes to his plants and just is like, he gets distracted about what he's talking about, bursts into song, turns to his plants and starts munching on them. And then like, where was I?
Wait. So he chews the scenery.
Literally.
I'm pretty sure that's like the joke that he's making on purpose is that he's chewing the scenery.
Maybe.
Like, it certainly seems like, since that is like being a movie nerd, it seems like the sort of thing you do.
Because I don't think a lot of people in his audience would have any clue about that expression.
Miss Brown's voice is mainly on YouTube, but it is originally from the BBC. Okay.
Star Trek is the best show in the universe. I don't know how I went so many years without it.
But then another person you put in the thumbnail. If you like surreal humor and or existentialist horror, Brian David Gilbert.
That guy. Like,
everything he does. Well, no, not everything, because he also sometimes just does tutorial videos. Like, he did a cooking video recently about making ice cream, which was funny and entertaining, but
there wasn't any existential weird twist at the end. So Monique, see, she doesn't know about the expression chewing the scenery.
Chewing the scenery is just overacting to like an extreme degree.
I wonder if it has to do with like eating something that wasn't meant to be eaten on the stage.
Quite possibly.
Chewing on some wax banana or something.
Yeah, or I think it might also be like people, overacting mental illness.
Oh.
It would be my guess. But you never know.
Interesting. We need to Google this because I am of the curiousness now. Andrea said to never trust a Klingon. Duly noted.
And Gaia said she knows exactly how she found us. At least she thinks so. You did do a collaboration with Yovi.
I did.
You've known Yovi for a while, and you've done stuff, but not so much like actually done videos together. But
yeah, she was on my channel.
You appeared in one or two of her live streams when she was doing those too.
I did a live stream with her and Dan. So that's how you know me, from Yovi. Did you know Yovi before me? Andrea says chewing the scenery could be Twin Peaks.
We've never seen Twin Peaks. I would love to watch that at some point.
Yes.
But
if only we could have another lifetime to partake of all the wonderful entertainment that there is.
Mm.
But yes, Nick Diramio.
Well, we're talking Brian David Gilbert.
Brian David Gilbert. This guy, you just don't know. You don't know what's happening. You start to feel like, oh, this is funny. And then as you watch, you're like, eh. And then by the time it's over, you're like, eh.
But it's still funny?
And then you read the comments and you're like, I hadn't thought of that. And then you like go back and watch moments that people timestamped and you're like, oh, whoa. And there's like layers and layers of what the meaning of it could be.
Yeah.
It's just like, this guy is so smart.
And then his next video is just like his most recent video is just a silly skit about rollerblading. And it's like, and there's nothing, very deep about it. It's just sort of funny. And it's like, but you're sitting there the whole time like, is this where it's going to turn weird? Is this where it's going to turn weird? And then it just doesn't.
He leaves you guessing.
Yes.
Man, that video that he made of you could work from home making $20,000 a year.
A month.
A month.
Be your own boss. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Such a weird video. You should link it in the.
Yes, I was just about to like find it and.
Could you find it on your phone? Because I want to read this what somebody wrote.
Well, but it's a lot easier to copy the link from here.
Okay. He started out on Smart, and then he got a job
at Polygon.
Polygon,
the gaming news website, and he did sort of videos about video game lore for them, and did some were on some of their other stuff. Oh wait, there is.
This guy's got 800,000 subscribers, but every single one of his videos has like 1 million views.
Wait, can we just?
He's so freaking popular. Morton is the copying and the pasting.
Yes.
So Jovi's home. So Gaia knew Jovi's home before it was big, because Jovi's got 25K subscribers now. Did you know that?
Wow.
Wow. Sorry, I lost my place. But the algorithm knows that I like Dutch and languages and intercultural stuff. Hannah Montgomery is fond of German and did intercultural stuff.
Cool.
That's so cool that you knew me from Jovi. I never would have known. I'm so glad I asked.
So there, I just put the link in to the Brian David Gilbert video. Don't watch it now.
No.
You know, but do watch it.
And let us know what you think.
Yes. It is certainly something.
Yes. So now, and his videos aren't very long either, so now we're like, ooh, there's a new Brian David Gilbert video. Let's watch it.
Some of them are a bit longer. It varies, but yeah. But what was I thinking? Oh yes, I think you did put Nanny in the.
I did put Nanny in the thumbnail because it's. If you haven't heard me talk about her, where have you been? Or if you haven't watched any of her videos, we've done a couple of.
But she's Seamstressed.
Seamstressed
on YouTube.
Yes, I write it here.
Because she does seem stressed most of the time.
Oh, you seem stressed. I never even thought of that ever. Yeah.
Worship fails videos. Oh goodness. Oh yeah. Oh, what was that one that we saw years ago? That's like with this like. Actually, next week we should talk about old YouTube. We should collect like our old YouTube things that we watched, and like I could maybe even set up the screen so that like we could watch and react to some stuff.
Yeah, that would be fun. But yes, about Seamstressed, I'm not I sew by hand. I don't really have any interest in using anything but my hand because I like to do it while I'm just sitting doing other stuff. You've
never followed a pattern in your life?
I did for the Christmas stocking.
Right. But that was a single sheet. It was just like cut 2 copies of this and sew them together.
Yes. But it was a pattern. But she's so entertaining in how she edits these things together and how you see the project come together and how you see the stress and the shenanigans of her pets. And she is just one of those people, you look at it and you think, oh, this must have 2 million subscribers, but it doesn't.
What's wrong with the world?
What's wrong with the algorithm that Nanny's channel has like 4 or 5K when it should have 50 billion thousand? Yeah. Tell your friends. So I just love that you don't have to know about something or really care about it in particular. Hello, Akya. You don't have to really be an expert with somebody. You can just enjoy their expertise and just be entertained by seeing something come together and just getting to know them in the process.
It's sort of like I watch like a lot of gaming YouTubers who play games that I either can't afford to get or just don't have the time and energy to play. And so it's like Like, I don't know how many hours of my life I have spent watching various people play Nintendo Switch games when I don't have a Switch, but especially like Super Mario Maker games. It's just like there is unlimited entertainment in those. So I'm like, I just enjoyed them vicariously through a bunch of different people.
So what makes you want to click on stuff? What is it? Is it the thumbnail? Is it the person, like, oh, I know that they're funny and it's their personality that keeps you coming? Or do you watch a lot of new people?
It varies a bit. You know what I just realized?
What?
Speaking of YouTubers that we both enjoy and haven't watched in a while, I'm pretty sure that Peanut Butter Gamer did another
Arthur?
Like thrift store charity shop games.
What's the car one?
I can't remember what it's called. But yes, Peanut Butter Gamer, he's done this series where he just goes to local secondhand shops and just finds old computer games and plays them and reacts to them. And like a lot of them are like edutainment games from the 90s and stuff like that. And it's
like, even before I really cared at all way before I cared about YouTube at all, we were watching Peanut Butter Gamer videos together because his personality is just so funny.
Yeah.
And his editing is so beautiful.
Yes.
I think he's inspired some of my editing choices about some things, and I hadn't even realized it until now.
Well, once we're done with this live stream, we should watch that video.
Yes. So Andreas has watched a lot of knitting machine videos. They're quite soothing. Oh yeah.
I also, speaking of like edutainment, I do also watch like a lot of science YouTubers and stuff.
Oh, and Vlog Brothers.
Yes, haven't watched them much lately. I still occasionally catch a video.
That could go into the old YouTube.
Yeah, but they're still going quite strong.
Yeah, they are.
And Game Theory, and the Theory Network.
Oh, Morten.
Yes.
Somebody that you introduced to me and I introduced to Nanny was the locksmith lawyer.
Lockpicking lawyer.
Lockpicking lawyer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So Monique said that watching video game content is so incredibly boring to me. It is to me, but the exception of Peanut Butter Gamer, because his personality is so fun, and like when he's showing the footage of the thing, it's never for more than a few seconds.
Yeah, like it has to be about the personality. Well,
yeah.
There are some cases where I can be interested in watching video game content for the skill involved, like for the player's skill, but that gets old quickly. Like I can watch one video like that every now and then.
It's like making trick shots. Woo, cool. It went in.
Oh yes. That reminds me, another channel I really like.
Yes, but I feel like we lost track of what we were saying.
We certainly did. Oh, whatever. We were talking science. I was mentioning like science YouTube. Mm-hmm. Wait, but who do I watch in science YouTube?
I don't know.
I lost all of their names.
Lockpicking lawyer. That's what I wanted to
was
say.
The one you wanted
so
to
this guy, lockpicking lawyer, he's got a very boring voice. He opens locks. That's it. But it's so cool. I don't know. It's also very short, so that's good.
Yeah.
But he's like,
because he's very good at what he does. So it's like, so this is supposedly one of the most secure padlocks on the market, according to the company which produces them. And I'm now going to open it with this Lego figure. Like well, actually, it was a gun lock that he opened with the Lego figure, because he's really like, because his whole thing is like showing how so many of these safety, like so much of the safety equipment just is not safe at all, and like how so many gun locks and gun safes are very easy to open, and you have to be very careful about what you buy. So he's really, it is an educational channel in that sense, but it's also quite entertaining just to see him just be like. So I cut out a piece of this orange juice bottle, and I just shimmy it in here, and click, and that's the lock open. I'm going to close it again and do it one more time, so you know that was not just a fluke. Click. So there you go. Adam Savage just tested. I watched that a couple of times. Right, Veritasium is another science channel that I watch.
Isn't there a channel or a segment on a channel, Adam Ruins Everything?
That's not a College Humor thing.
That's College Humor?
Yes. And he like, that actually became a TV show.
Oh, wow.
Too. Like, he got a full show. But that started on College Humor. Yes, that Adam is a College Humor person. Stuff Made Here is also really interesting. He is like, he's this fairly bland guy who then just does like ridiculous things and pranks his wife every single time. Like,
wouldn't she just like get used to it at some point?
Yeah. I mean, but she plays along with it. You know, she is obviously in on it. But Tom Scott. Yes. Tom Scott is amazing too.
You got distracted.
But Stuff Made Here, like, one of the things was like, he built a basketball hoop that was like on tracks and like with cameras that like analyzed the trajectory of the ball as you threw it and then moved the hoop so that you would always hit it, except for except for when his wife threw, in which case it went to the opposite side of the room instead. Like, it was like dumb things like that.
What's the guy that does glitter bombs for people stealing packages?
I don't know. There's been a couple of people who do that things.
So, Tom Scott has science adjacent and Indian
information in bite-sized videos. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Veritasium. Yeah, Veritasium talking about disproving the theory of learning styles. Yeah, that one. I watched that one too. It was like, really got into it. You know, training to become a teacher myself. It's like, okay, this is important for me to know and keep in mind.
I love that when something is entertaining but also just really makes you think and really just gives you that moment.
Yeah. Mark Rober is the guy you were thinking of.
Oh, man. Those videos are just so enthralling when you're like, what's going to happen when they find them? Are they going to open it? Are they going to get stink bombed and glitter bombed? What are they going to do?
Things like that. There is a lot of entertainment on the internet, and we have been streaming for over an hour now.
Oh my. Of all the things these amazing people could have watched out there, that's so much better than us.
These people have sat here for now, like, since we stopped talking Swedish, so 35 minutes at least, listening to us telling them about things that would probably be more entertaining to watch, and they still sat here and watched us.
Wow. Thanks. That's really, really cool.
Yes, we like our little community.
Yeah, we do. Yay.
And hopefully someday it will be a slightly larger community.
Yeah.
And then an even larger community, and so on and so forth.
Yes. Well, I believe the community is coming.
And I believe that ancient Jews built
boats and sailed to America. Oh, okay, I should be asleep. And we should be watching that Peanut Butter Gamer video and then going to sleep.
Yeah.
Gaia says disagree. Strongly disagree.
That ancient Jews built boats and sailed to America?
No, I don't think she knows that reference. It's from this musical called The Book of Mormon, the musical. And it's hilarious.
And Andreas' final recommendation is the hydraulic press channel, where they just smash things in hydraulic presses. Yes, watching things get destroyed in slow motion. Right, so that was the other thing I was going to say. How ridiculous. They started out as a trick shot channel. Now most of what they do is going to the gravity learning center and just throwing stuff off of a 45-meter tall tower and somehow still being entertaining. And hey, look, one of the people we recommended is here in the chat now.
She's here. She's here. Calm me down. Calm me down.
She's asking why her face is on our thumbnail. It's because we were talking. We're talking about YouTubers we like.
We're talking about the most entertaining YouTubers. Talking shit. Yes, I am a...
We're talking about how you're the... Yeah, right.
Because it's like when you get so involved in somebody's project and you just find them entertaining, and I find you entertaining, and I want people to know that you're entertaining. Monique loves the hydraulic press channel. It's so great when things squish out and make like rainbow macaroni, not macaroni. Well, like the long kind, spaghetti. When things turn into spaghetti in the hydraulic press.
Oh.
Yes.
So I was talking about lockpicking lawyer. Average Joe. I wonder if Average Joe is still talking about Veritasium, or when he says there's an episode all about Sweden's influence on pop music. I'm not sure what he's talking about, if that's still Veritasium, because that's what he was talking about in his last comment, or something else. But that's interesting. Yes, Sweden has had a large influence on pop music.
Sweden is pop music.
Like it is, like it. I've heard it listed as one of like our main exports.
There would be no pop music as we know it today without Sweden.
Like at least half of Backstreet Boys hits, of Britney Spears hits, I think a bunch of Katy Perry stuff, all that written and produced by Swedes. Yes,
and I have a conversation coming up. It'll probably go up at the end of this month with the American guy who signed, British guy who signed ABBA before they...
Right, yeah.
I mentioned him in another live stream.
Yes, yeah.
And
like
Andreas
that he was
like, he's not the first one, but
he was their first international
yes
contract. Oh, it's from This Is Pop on Netflix. Okay. Cool,
This
cool.
is Pop.
Pop.
ABBA forever. Super
Beams gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue.
Good night.
Like I always do.
We appreciate you.
'Cause somewhere in the crowd there's you.
Sorry that you came at the end, Nani.
Yes. But now you can go back and watch the whole thing from the start.
Oh, I'm sure she will. She has nothing better to do with her time
than to spend an hour watching a VOD of one of our live streams.
These videos get views afterwards.
Yes.
Somebody's watching them after. And to you, I say thank you. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let us know what you liked and what you hated.
Yes.
Best of nights.
Good night.